Okay, so let's talk about this situation here. I'm going to put the other cards I pulled out on the bottom, and then we'll talk about them in clusters. I'm actually going to pull one more card out for here, the Five of Swords. Okay. So let's talk about this first. In the past position, we do have a situation where there were potentially, this is what I call the conflict card, but also an empty victory, okay? Not seeing eye to eye with another person. Being in a situation where there was a lot of conflict, and, you know, conflict of the verbal kind, where one person just had to walk away in order to either preserve their sanity. But I feel like there was very, very clear, succinct communication. So words are being thrown around, but you and the other person were not seeing eye to eye. We're not really communicating with one another. Okay. I definitely feel there is some contact coming back from the past with this card. Obviously, because it's also your birthday time, and that tends to happen with exes and, you know, former lovers, even people that you might have dated for a really long time, like a long time ago, wishing you, you know, there's some type of a contact, or there's some type of like hoping for communication coming from you. I do feel if this is an ex, I definitely sense that you're leaving it behind and you have moved on with your life, okay? You're looking forward into the future, and you're no longer like concerned as to what they're doing, but I definitely feel a lot of contact coming back from ex-lovers. Somebody's looking on, wanting to contact you or wanting to get into your space again, but they're really, really afraid that you're going to, I feel like they're afraid that you're going to be upset. They're afraid that you're really going to give them a piece of your mind. And as a result of it, they're kind of like teetering on the periphery, and they're not really budging. But I do feel some type of a passive aggressive communication coming through, okay? It's linked up here with the Devil card. And the Devil card usually indicates a situation, a relationship that was highly, highly physical. It was highly sexual. It was highly charged. And there was definitely a lot of chemistry, but you knew it wasn't the right relationship. You knew it wasn't the right partner. And you knew that, you know, the way that you interacted with one another and the way that you both, I feel, conducted yourself might have been not entirely positive for growth and for maturation. So I feel like a lot of you have overcome this situation. Even though I feel like for this month, the communication coming back from this person might even like tug at your heartstrings just a little bit. Okay, so I definitely feel that coming through. If you have been dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this situation is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and earth sign. This situation seems like it's linked up here with some type of an earth energy, okay? Where I just feel like you both are very different elements. You're very action oriented. The other sign, the earth sign, is very results oriented. Okay, they're more concerned about the end goal. So they're very slow to act. They're very like stubborn as well. So there's a lot of ego conflict I see playing out in these cards. A lot of you might have severed a long-standing relationship about 5 months ago, is what I'm feeling. And you might be getting contact from this person, and you know, it's igniting that passion within you once again, because I feel like it was a highly sexually charged relationship as well, where, you know, opposites attract, but you knew it wasn't entirely healthy, and you knew there was no long-term commitment from either you or from the other person. You knew it wasn't going to be conducive for a stable relationship. Which brings us to the present moment right now. I do feel a lot of you have met your match, someone who's very supportive, someone who's very nurturing. At the same time, it's somebody who really cares about family, who has family values that you prescribe to, and you're walking on the same path. So I do see a lot of similarities between you and the new person. And the new person seems to me like they're willing to build upon, they're willing to work hard, they're willing to get their hands dirty in order to achieve something with stability with you. And what's coming through here is we do have the Queen of Cups as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like a lot of you might be dealing with a water sign. a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer for this month, okay? It could be extending beyond this month, but what I feel is the energy is very, very prominent. And I mentioned earlier that opposites attract. And I definitely feel if it's a person from the past, they're coming in with good intentions. I do sense that. If it was like a misconnection, like I mentioned earlier, there is potential for it to get off the ground one more time. So with this water sign, I do feel the feelings are sincere. There's definitely a lot of passion here. There's definitely a very strong emotional connection. It's linked up with the Wheel of Fortune as well. So I definitely feel this is a stable relationship that is very faded, where you can both build something solid together, okay? The water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, at their best, they are very, very caring, very nurturing. At their worst, they're a little bit shy, insecure, and they can also be prone to jealousy as well. So just be mindful about this energy. And I feel like they need a lot more reassurance than you do. So if you can spend more time with them and spend more time to, plan out things and to give them the affirmation that they mean a lot to you, that's going to be very important, okay? Because I feel like it seems almost like they wear their heart on their sleeves. They're very, very emotionally expressive. But they might hold back a little bit for some reason for this month, mainly because they feel like you might be acting aloof, okay? So it's really important to let them know how you feel about them, because I feel them emotionally kind of drifting away, okay? So in terms of the crowning energy, what you are thinking about in terms of love, we do have here the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is a situation where you are assessing potentially two options that are laid on the table for you. I definitely feel for a lot of you, you've got some communication from the past and you're in a really happy, stable relationship right now, possibly with a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And you have some communication in the past that's throwing you for a loop. I don't feel a lot of you, if that's the case, I don't feel a lot of you are going to re-engage with the past person, even though that attraction was very strong. I feel that you are very loyal and you're not going to stray. You're not even going to give the other person the benefit of the doubt. For those of you who are still considered single, or where you've met a water sign that you really like, but there's a past energy coming from the past, I feel that the communication is kind of like destabilize you emotionally, and you're just trying to weigh out the pros and cons, whether or not to re-engage. And I don't feel you're going to budge just yet. You're going to wait and bide your time and wait for the other person to approach you. The other person from the past, they know they've made a mistake by letting you walk away. I do sense that with this card. It's like they're standing there looking at your life, looking at you, wanting to make a connection, but they're very scared because they're kind of like defenseless, and you yourself are wearing full armor with a lot of swords, so you're ready to attack. So I definitely feel a lot of fearfulness, hesitation on their end, because they know they did something wrong. Now, in terms of the foundation is the thing on which the whole situation is built. We have the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords indicates a situation where we don't have full information. We don't have the full story. We don't know the ins and outs. We don't know the beginnings and the ends, and we have to like fill in the blanks. In the background, we have the moon, and the moon indicates our heightened intuition, our intuition kicking in, helping us fill in those gaps. Also, in your dream state, you might have had inkling, you might have had dreams about the other person and what they're going through. And a lot of you know that, they're going to be coming back. There's going to be some messages. There's going to be some communication. It's linked in here with the Knight of Swords, where somebody is coming back and they're fighting for you, okay? This can be an air sign, an Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Or it can be like that water sign I mentioned earlier, because it could be somebody who's like very, very emotionally, like very directed, very adamant, very certain about what they want. And they're going to go charge right in. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody either from the past or from the present. And they're very, very clear about what they want with you. They're almost giving you an ultimatum. So a lot of you might have to, you're trying to juggle two people potentially, dating wise, and they're giving you some ultimatums, and you're going to have to make a choice, and you're going to realize that they're serious, that they're charging in fast, they're pretty aggressive, and they know what they want. So it's going to throw you off a little bit because of the energy that they bring. It's very destabilizing. They're very fast, very swift, very, very analytical as well, and they can persuade you. So I feel like you're going to have to make some swift decision about what you want to do in your love life, who you want to be with, and who's a better fit for you, okay? So what I'm sensing as well, for those of you who are single, we have here the 10 of Cups, which is emotional happiness, satisfaction. And this is like the apex of the human emotional experience. It's a very, very positive card. It also indicates family reunion and getting that emotional support that you want. But I definitely feel, even for those who are single, there's some past energy trying to come back. A lot of you are struggling your finances. A lot of you are juggling, the ways in which you can improve your financial situation, or the direction that you want your life to take. So there's a lot of like themes here about work and family being on the front burner rather than the relationship. But I definitely feel water sign coming through, offering friendship, emotional support, and love, okay? I also feel an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, potentially coming back in. This could be a new person, but they're going to make their intentions very, very, very clear for you. So we've got two options here, water sign, air sign. I do feel that person from the past, if it has been problematic, I feel that you should talk to them, clear the air, get the closure that you need. But I definitely feel things are really going to go in your favor for this month, especially in the love front, okay?